Oh, I thought it was showing. Ah, there we go. I thought it was already showing as live. I thought I could see a green tick.
Yeah, you have to like push go live and then fill in 50 things and then go live and then fill in another 50 things and go live there too. Blush.
Hello.
So, how many keys have you got?
Yes. I'm not sure.
Jason, how many infrared keys have you got? Infrared NFTs.
It's a good question. I haven't checked in a while. Be a good amount. It's I would actually. I would genuinely have to go and check. I do not recall.
B says millions. I have probably, I don't know how much funk I've got. Not much. I think I've got 2 funkies. I got no Lucille's, no Lucille packs, nothing. No IRs, nothing. I'm got to figure out how to get the wallets back. I'm pretty sure they're being drained or whatever, but I don't know. Even thinking is tiring, and I can't even play everybody a movie or nothing because I'll just get muted on all these other platforms.
Yeah.
So even talking now is hard work. I don't know what to do, B. Maybe I should just aim the camera at my bed and just show everybody how I go and nap. That's an idea. All those in favor of watching me nap?
Rename the stream to Dev's Sleeping.
Listen, I have fallen asleep on streams before, you know, and woken up and everybody was just watching me nap. So you know that old man nap where you're leaning back in your chair and your mouth's open and you're catching flies.
Round these parts, we call that the Rob special.
Let's see. What are we streaming here? Nobody can actually see the TikTok. You know what? I don't care. I'm killing TikTok. It's just an utter waste of time. It steals the camera. You know that's just. We'll have to figure out some other way for TikTok. I think we just have to crank lots and lots and lots of short content on TikTok because that's redundant, man. Effort reward ratio is completely broken there. Also, I think that TikTok, they want you to dance with a hula hoop on your head or something. I don't know what they want there. Whereas these screen sharey things, let me see. So camera, there we are. See, I'm on camera there. And now I can switch a camera on over here. See? Now I'm on camera because TikTok isn't there to hog the thing. TikTok is so hoggy. It's like so hoggish. It's like
on TikTok, yes. We are missing. They haven't rolled it out to everyone, but on your go live,
hey, Sarah,
there's supposed to be RPC settings that we can stream from StreamYard, but it's not available to all accounts yet. So I think we just wait for that, maybe.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Yeah, because I'm too tired to stream TikTok tonight. Because I feel like I can't engage with everybody else. It's like so buntai. Also, I don't like having a camera in my face, you know. It's not my jam, man. I feel like, what the hell is this? I'm on a phone call here. Where's the light? Let me switch on the light.
Old man selfie cam.
Old man selfie cam. Oof, 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 oof. Old man selfie cam. Okay, so you go like this. There we go. Oh, look at that. It tracks me. I didn't know that. Look at this. Wait. What? Look at this. Huh? How do I get the camera bigger? I can do this. What's here? Can you see how it's tracking me? Wait. Let me just go here. I'm in. Go here. Okay. Watch this. Are you watching, Jason? Watch. Nah. It's not tracking me anymore. It was tracking me. And it was so cool. Fine. Be like that. Don't track me then. Where's the thingy? It must be a setting. Hey, Twisted. Sarah says a lot of TikTok are almost so close you can see boogers in their nose. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's like, I don't know. It's like somewhat upsetting.
I mean, you got to give the people what they want. And if they want you so close,
they want to see boogers.
You got to give them what they want, man.
You got to give the people what they want.
Like I said, if they've got that, I don't know if that's enabled on your account, but I'll show you a picture. I don't have it on mine, so I'm assuming.
Citadel, yeah. Let me have a look. TikTok, yeah, it's so lame.
Because at the bottom of your go live on the desktop, it should show you like the settings you need for StreamYards. Mine doesn't show that, but it says TikTok has not rolled it out to everyone yet. You may not have access to get the custom RTM.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. I'm logged into the account. I'll keep an eye for when it shows up, and then we can do it.
Yeah, keep an eye. I don't know. I'm just so tired right now. You know what? I think the camera was just moving by itself. That's what I think is going to
I was in and out of consciousness since like 8 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, I mean, when I woke up early and I saw you guys on there, I was like, yeah, I'm not calling Rob until someone else, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be that person.
Bro, I woke up through like one closed eye and one half blind. I sent Caveman like a message, bro. Please look at this. Proceeded to die right afterwards.
Sarah says, "What's happening?" Sarah, we're tired, man. You know, game development is no joke. It's freaking brutal. Yeah, bees is everyone's tired. Like the whole team, all of us are like finished. We're like quack 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 quack. We just like, I mean, I'm literally just standing here like no fuel in my tank. I'm like finished, bro. I have a spleen inside of me. Bro, can you hear me? I don't know why people don't believe that I have a spleen. Look there. Now we can go down the the path of the Wrathborn. See, now I'm walking. Which way do I have to walk? Am I walking down? No. Which way? Which way do I have to walk to go down the path of the Wrathborn? See, I'm walking down the path of the Wrathborn, losing my mind to vengeance and stuff. Now, I'd like to play tunes, but now they won't hear it on...
Why won't they hear it?
Excuse me.
Because I don't know what's going on with my sound setup, man. Things aren't working. I don't know. And I'm too tired to apply my tired brain to it. Poor Rob. Now I got to try and figure out why the play button's not working on the launcher.
Busy, sir.
I wonder if my wife has got some energy for me. Maybe I'll just go and get a kiss. That sometimes works. Wife?
What is a caveman song? Master got me working. Master got me working.
Master got me.
Days never finished.
Master got me working.
Someday Master set me free.
I'm having a nice huggy. My wife's busy in the cupboard. I don't know what she's up to, but I'm sneaking a nice hug. Yeah. Maybe I'm live and there's lots of people watching, and I'm too tired to think. You talk to them. She's like, no. I've got children to look after. She's making pizza for the kids. Maybe a nice cappuccino for her husband. Yes, she's fun to look at. Maybe I'm just going to chase her around here instead of talking to you people. So, Lovey, Rob uploaded a game after working until 8 o'clock this morning, and it didn't even work. Mandy says that's a horrible feeling. Oh, what's the moral of the story? Sorry, I don't know how I heard that's a horrible feeling. What is the moral of the story? Just
it should just work.
Yeah.
Like, why doesn't
it should just work? The moral of the story is it's Bantapudu.
Yeah, I feel like this isn't our fault, man. There's nothing for us to learn out of this.
Day before yesterday, you press the button, it works. Today, you press the button, it doesn't work. What changed?
Yeah, Lovey, they say the moral of the story is this wasn't our fault. Rob says,
what am I supposed to learn from this?
Says yesterday when you push the button it worked. Today when you push the button it didn't work.
Well, Rob's learned a valuable lesson. He's learned that he now hates game development a little bit more.
Mandy wants to know if you're pushing the right buttons.
That's a very good question.
And Rob, have you tried turning it off and on again?
I actually did, yes.
Rob's tried pushing it on and off. Oh, well, I guess I better go back to the computer and on camera. Can't be eyeballing my scrumptious wife here. I'm glad I've only been married to her for a couple of years. Because imagine being married so long we'd start getting bored, you know? Lovey, at what point?
We appreciate you, Sarah. We appreciate you, Sarah. That you find our humor humorous.
Yeah, someone's watching comments.
Yes. I am still trying to understand what dimension I'm in. More coffee.
Yeah, have you got your coffee, Rob?
Yes, but it's finished now, and I'm sad now. So,
Oi, keep away from that finished coffee.
Standing here in the kitchen thinking, oh, I'm a lucky guy. Let me just get back to getting distracted. Yeah.
I mean, if the music's a problem, you can sing us or hum us some nice tunes, you know?
Blush didn't like my song last time.
What? Blush?
What song was this?
Blush and his friend.
Yeah.
We're grounded according to Sarah.
Wait a minute. Blush had a friend?
His friend Caveman. When I was singing, they were like, quack, 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 quack.
Wow.
Listen,
I
man.
like beatboxing, doing cool things, and they hit me with that stuff. Like,
That's quite mean, huh?
that is mean. Yes. Yeah, it's like after 6 years of defending Blush from Rob, the thanks I get is
I know what you mean, man.
I need to clip that and turn that into a sound for the soundboard.
I was like, I mean, it's disconcerting. I'm not gonna lie, There are certain.
I'm sure they were just trying to help.
I'm sure trying to help. How's that trying to help?
That doesn't
I'm
sound
like
very
singing
helpful.
a beautiful song, like, hey Sarah. Oh, Sarah says they were trying to help. It seems like Sarah's taking Blush and Caveman's side on this matter.
Yo.
I mean, what was I singing? Something nice, like, it was a pumpty piddly pumpty pumpty.
Oh God. Leonard, I am so with you and Caveman on this one.
Get out of here!
I'll give that
You gotta leave.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, bye.
Don't listen to the naysayers, Andrew.
I am
That's
siding
amazing.
with Blush and Caveman for a change here.
Yeah, no, I'm taking notes
no.
and
Yeah, I'll take
revenge
some
in my
notes.
mind.
I'll take some notes there. Don't listen to the naysayers. They're hating on the revolution that is coming.
Evidently, there's some
Revolution
background
of
music
what?
options first. Yeah, let's see. There we go. What is this? Hey, P and Twisted, can you hear this nice background music?
Oh, that's peaceful. That'll put me to bed, bro.
Oh, you can hear that. Nice, man. What's going on here? Yo! They got some 80s techno. This is StreamYard's like... Yeah. More music. Only upload music you've made or are authorized to use. Come at me, bro. What have we got here? How's this song? How did anybody think it was okay to put this as a backtrack on it?
Yo, Leonard, interrupt the music with your sounds.
Don't worry, I got you. What is this one? Yes, like you couldn't get more. Is it uploading now? What? Whoops, that file's a bit too large. No, what's this? Feeding the ducks. What song is this? Sounds like something Sarah might like. There's one here called Daydreaming.
Sounds like what Leonard plays on his Walkman when he's feeding the ducks.
Into space. I said yes
Feeding ducks
to
is very
save the sound
peaceful.
and record it. Yes.
Don't be a
You
hater.
can. Do it, Sarah. It was a pumpty piddly pumpty.
Was that like the sped up remix version?
I wrote that song myself, you know.
I'm not going to doubt that. I'm not going to doubt that.
I wrote it for my kids. The song goes like this. It was a pumpty piddly pumpty poo. Watch out for the piddly pumpty, it will poo on you. Hey! And all my kids know it, man. Actually, everybody around you knows that they all sing. So instead of rock, paper, scissors on the hey, poo on you, hey, and then you like do your rock your paper. It's awesome. And then you hear like 20 people all singing it together. It was a pumpty piddly pumpty poo. Watch out for the piddly pumpty, it will poo on you. Quack 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 quack. Quack 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 quack. I need to add that at the end of the song now. Everybody make farty quack quack noises. I feel like this flying red thing here behind me is not very indicative. Well, it's the Rothborn's color, huh? This is my favorite story time stuff. Listen here. I'll listen. I know. You're amazing. During humanity's first contact with alien life. I want to make stories like this first. Look, it's just one picture and then terribly AI read pretty good script. Something from Walt Disney. Hey, Rob.
Yo.
Did you see how nicely I did? I wrote Rafiki's thingy, me and Japiti.
Oh, I haven't. I haven't had a squiz yet. But yeah, I'll need to do some updating with the Citadel and the sequence as well. Then.
Yeah, you see how nice my Citadel. Don't take everything in there as canon. That was the first pass thought.
Yeah,
because there's.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
that's a good idea because we got to do Wedding on a Mountain updates.
Yeah, Wedding on a Mountain. Yeah, because the baddies teleport in whenever they hear them speak, so they're going to fall off.
Yeah.
We're going to talk lore tonight. I don't want to talk about anything else. We're going to talk lore. You guys can ask baggy questions and stuff if you want to, but we're talking lore. Sarah, are you good at writing stories? B, are you a story writer? Do you know what kind of environment for user-generated content our game is? This is where you get very, very popular. Listen, my wife made me some pizza, but my tummy's full. Where can I put it so that I don't eat it? Because my tummy's, full. Yes, but Sarah, are you? I mean, I saw you were able to write things without, naughtiness in it. You're very talented. Because now, we have to be PG whether we like it or not, because we're attached to an NGO that keeps women and children safe. So we can't have,
and Leonard.
Action.
We also keep Leonard safe.
Yeah, we got to keep Leonard safe. Yeah. Yeah.
You are failing at this task. Keep me safe, damn it.
Niemand het je nog aangerand, niemand. I love that Afrikaans term, aangerand.
Yeah.
Look, Sarah, I'm going to feed in some of my script of Rafiki's framework, which is of Robert's lore, which is of my brain farts. Dude, to replace my headset, the one that I've got now, which is amazing, will cost too much money. So I'm looking at possible cheaper things, but even cheaper things are expensive. Oh, this is like $200, man, for a thing you put on your head. But that's not what I want to be looking at. Where's this document? Katsuyuki, the Ashen Path. I want to hear how So I don't want to read this. Sarah, do you like writing long form, short form, all forms? I want to find a nice, see which AIs read nicely. I like that thing we did, Rob, where we put it, the laurel over the world like that. The attenuated sound. You won't get me out of the ship. You can do both. Nice. So we're gonna introduce you to the lore of Operation Safe Place Defense, and then you can let your imagination go. So HF Wi-Fi does these amazing love stories. I love love stories, and then they're like PG friendly, you know. It's more about always like either a male or female hero finding some alien love interest who's like a queen or a king or a hero or whatever, and they can always fit into an hour as an audiobook. It's so cool, eh? I love those. Yeah.
So the takeaway there, Unc, is that there's hope for Leonard because he's not only limited to earthly females.
Really?
He could get an alien girlfriend.
I mean, according to HFY, all the aliens are hot.
There we go, Lenny.
You look at those thumbnails, they're all like, they got green skin.
Sign me up, man.
It looks like Baywatch.
Yeah, if you don't mind the green or purple
more for the
skin.
others. Oh.
Hey, Lenny,
Sarah gets paid for the others. Oh, I see. Oh, who pays you for? Do you like write stuff and then people pay you? No one's ever paid me to write anything. And I've written like walls of stuff. Tell me more.
Is she a potential law lady for us, Sarah?
She could be, eh? I mean, she's very good at writing. She writes like adult stuff. There's Mitchell Lord. Hello, Mitchell Lord. Michelle Lord. Mitchell. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So I want a nice, let's see if the voice catalog, who's going to be reading this thing for us?
Leonard.
So we've got prime time Leonard.
Or Jason, because he's got a
I'm a great narrator, man.
He's got an international accent, so it's like an international man of mystery reading for us.
No, I mean, I guess, yeah, I've been called worse.
We're going to find a nice voice to read the Rothborn story. So you can hear.
No. There's actually, do you know who would be excellent for that reading? Jason is the
international man of mystery.
Did the presentation for Only Believe, Unc?
Oh, Rohan.
Rohan.
Yeah. I mean, that would totally work.
I
mean, first prize would be Jackson if we can get him up here.
Get out of here, man.
Get out of here.
You gotta leave.
Let's see if Mentor can read this nicely for us. Published in Playboy. Good Lord, Sarah.
Yeah, that's very adult, I guess.
Yeah, that's like, but she says they were still tastefully done. I can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So
I bet they were tasteful.
Mills and Boone. You must write a Mills and Boone. I was pleasantly shocked. Under a different name now. So I was pleasantly shocked at what I found in my granny's Mills and Boone collection. As a teenager, I was like, "What are they reading?" Because I used to read lots, and then there it was. My 50, 60-year-old grandma evidently still had a bit of life in those bones. Let's see. Let's see. It reads better in your mind than it does read out loud. I mean, I like the poetic style of writing there. Rob? But the voice... I don't know, what did you guys think? Oh, don't all shout at once. Blush, he says, wasn't bad. Yeah. Make something they have to collect on the game to do it.
Andrew, have we thought about a plot for the aliens to become humans or to fall in love? Have to do something to change themselves to human forms. Yes, Sarah, that can be a purchasable NFT.
Yes.
We are open
purchasable NFT.
Yes, we are open to. We are a team of and people here. We are not ors, we are ands.
Yes.
So let's tell Sarah the law premise. All right, Sarah, are you ready? Okay.
I'm just gonna get another coffee.
We finish each other's sandwiches.
We finish each other's peanut butter sandwiches.
No, you can have the peanut butter all to yourself.
Listen, let's not go back down the food route.
Let me have a bite of this pizza. Oh, Mandy made it like this awesome, like egg sandwich pizza. Nice. Okay, right, Sarah. So here's the premise in our story. There's this place.
Damn well.
There's a place for us. Somewhere a place for us. Do I get my mic to distort there, or is it just not limiting at all?
Not yet.
Ah, come on.
Still got some work to do to get on my level, Unc.
Don't know, bro. You've got skills there. I flipping love it. Okay. I don't know if Sarah can even hear me anymore. Okay, so this is look at how soft this microphone is on this headset again. I swear, I think it's freaking Arena that's doing it. Turns me down. Look at that. I'm watching you there. It goes down 59%, 47%. That's setting my volume down. Oh, nasty. Okay, so in our universe, there's a place called the In-Between. And the In-Between is the unseen realm where the imagination exists. It's where devils and angels... Oh, speaking of angels, hello, my wife. How is it that after 27 years, I still cannot concentrate on anything else when I see you? C'est love, l'amour, ma très belle femme. Hello, my baby. Hello. Mwah, mwah. Did you have a nice day?
Yeah.
I was looking after Mary. She's hanging out with me while I'm live.
Okay, where is she?
She's there. Do you want Mary back now or just now?
Now.
Okay. Mary is Ahava's little elephant, and I was looking after Mary. This is Mary.
5.
Is she?
5.
Okay, she's 5 years old, like this. See? This is Mary, and when she talks, she goes because she's an elephant. Thanks for keeping me company, Mary. Yes, your mama. Love you, my baby boo. All right, so there's this place called the In-Between, and it's the realm of imagination. That's where demons and angels exist, and there's nothing physical in that space. For something in the in-between to become physical, it has to enter our reality. And it becomes manifest through the actions of man. And man in the future, somewhere around the year 3000, but they started experimenting way before that, has, in their quest to be able to travel backwards in time and to go to try and find different dimensions, they've managed to open portals that, go what they assume, and is in reality backwards or sideways in time and dimension. But what they don't realize is that you've got to go through the in-between, this realm of the imagination, which is a physical place. It's the place between everything. So in the year 3000, they open a portal and they assume that portal is going to go back to the year 2000, but they don't realize that this portal opens into the in-between. And the in-between, being a place of the imagination, always wants a trade-off. So you've got to take from the in-between all those thoughts, imaginations, those pictures in your mind, all the possibilities. You've got to take from there, bring it here. But if you do it directly, if it's not manifest through your own sacrifice, because remember, you pay to make your dreams come true. You put blood, sweat, tears, faith, hopes, dreams, sacrifice, hard work. There's an investment that is placed into the manifestation of your dreams. And if you try and manifest that thing directly, it's just going to take whatever is proportionate right in front of it. So what happens is something called a ripping occurs because these interdimensional cross-temporal portals that are opened up are unnatural. They're not supposed to be opened up. And what happens is things that are in man's imagination in the in-between manifest in our reality, and the physical things in our reality are swapped because of the scales of the price of the manifestation of man's imagination, and they are swapped. So whatever is here goes there, whatever is there comes here. Hey, Dom. And so in our world, anything that can be imagined can manifest from the in-between into our reality. So the question of aliens becoming human, anything that can be imagined can be manifest. So you can in your imagination imagine a 12-legged 8-legged spider elephant and if a ripping occurs at that time, your dreams and nightmares could all come true simultaneously, depending on where your imaginative state is. Two people can imagine the same thing to be either malevolent or pure. And that swap could happen, like in some fantasy, the elves are the bad guys, or the orcs are the bad guys. Other fantasy, the orc is the good guy, the elf is the good guy, And suddenly you have that version of that thing in your reality because it's your imagination that's manifesting where we are. So if you go into the depths of what might occur, like let's say we had to have a love story, and this thing is there's a love story at the center of it, 1,000-year love story. But if you had to have a love story centered around something that was brought through on the ripping, something that was imagined, you could even have something developing some kind of consciousness, some kind of sentience, some imagined being, like an alien, because alien just means does not belong, right? It's or new or from somewhere else, or like it's an imported something with sentience, I imagine. So that alien could be from some other dimension, and it could arrive from the in-between, just being manifest from nothing, but having an imagined reality, an imagined past. Like someone could have been fantasizing. These are things we haven't even gone down the road of, but it could be a character from a book. An author could be caught in a ripping. He could be brought, or she could be brought into the in-between. Suddenly there's a physical thing, because that's what happens. The in-between is now suddenly full of physical things in this place of invisible things where nothing is real. Yeah, the people who worship Osiris believe this, and there's a slight twist. Yeah, it's like but anyway, so in our lore, it swaps out. Now suddenly you're here, and maybe the thing you wrote about, the thing you imagined is in our reality, and you're stuck in the in-between. Hey, Rubel. And now that thing, maybe it's this ridiculously beautiful blue-skinned elf, girl with spiky hair and horns or something, and humanity believing that any being with horns is a demon, freaks out, except for this one guy who manages to keep her safe from this crazy village that wants to kill her and thinks she's one of the things from the in-between that has come to invade, and then they develop a relationship or something. I know the story and their belief of aliens already supposedly here and how they became human. Yeah. So, look, I mean, there's plenty of philosophy and even ideological belief systems that believe that is a reality, like that you manifest. And but in our lore, we created premise so that user-generated content could have as much freedom as possible. We just created all the rules of the universe, the scientific rules and stuff, and then we want creators to be able to create their stories on chain. I mean, Jason, that's quite a cool possibility, yeah? I think we misplaced Jason. What a day I had. I find... No, I don't wonder what a...
Wait.
Trading chart. Oh, you're back, Jason. You fell asleep. What's happening, Jason?
That's weird.
What's weird?
Wait, I'm StreamYard's done something bizarre. 1 second. Let me...
Très bizarre.
Okay, for some reason.
I see. Are you here twice? Oh, now he's gone. Excuse me. You're almost out of credits. What? Get more credits. Add more AI credits to your plan currently.
There's only one of me now, yeah?
Hey, I see there's only one of you.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, no, I don't know what was going on there. It's like I was trying to answer you before, and I was saying that yes, having a lore submission where it officially gets minted on chain into the book of lore.
Yeah, minted on chain into the book of lore. Very nice, sir. Like that info fiber.
Kind of, yeah, like building up the story-based wiki of the, of the game.
Yo, this is a
So
nice
people
voice.
What is going on with my browser, my man?
So you can't hear what I'm streaming, is that right? Let me see. I think I'm not streaming. Stand by. Is this fantasy or reality? Something song about thingies. That thingy. I'm a trading chart. Look at me go. I'm a chart that trades. I'm a trading chart. Trade. No. Leave studio. No. Why would I want to leave studio?
Nah, StreamYard is a danger, man.
Yeah, the buttons, man.
It's like I was all I was trying to do was access a different tab, and it popped up with, do you want to end the live stream? I'm like, what?
What? Okay, right. Now you should be able to hear this voice. Right, are you ready?
The pavilion wasn't a pavilion anymore. It was a story smashed into rubble. Silk banners that had been bright an hour ago hung in tired knots, like they'd lost the thread of the day and were ashamed of it. Samuel picked his way through splinters and shattered glass with his hands open, as if he could gather the moment up and put it back together. He called for Lucille until his voice frayed. Names carry badly through smoke. They bump into broken beams and come back hollow. Crispus lay under torn canvas, eyes fixed on a mercy he wasn't getting. And the world remembered how to be very quiet. Samuel could feel his strength trying to solve the wrong problem stones splitting under his boots, metal complaining in long, low notes. People edged back. Grief is clumsy. It does not ask where to set its hands. Samuel stood in the middle of the ruin and learned a hard truth. A heart can break without making a sound, and still the ground will hear it first. That night did not end him. It found him a road and set his feet to it. And roads like that rarely lead home.
Yo.
Nice.
Suits my... Well, this isn't really my writing style. This is with help from GPT, but it is kind of how I write. I'm a very metaphorical writer. I do a lot more pop culture reference. Dom Sarah, what do you guys think? Jason liked it. Blush fell asleep.
Yeah, it's a good voice. I think it's definitely a good narrator voice.
No, it didn't feel too long.
The wedding pavilion wasn't a pavilion anymore. It was a story smashed into rubble. Silk banners that had been bright an hour ago hung in tired knots, like they'd lost the thread of the day and were ashamed of it. Samuel picked his way through splinters and shattered glass with his hands open, as if he could gather the moment up and put it back together. He called for Lucille until his voice frayed. Names carry badly through smoke. They bump into broken beams and come back hollow. Crispus lay under torn canvas, eyes fixed on a mercy he wasn't getting. And the world remembered how to be very quiet. Samuel could feel his strength trying to solve the wrong problem stones splitting under his boots, metal complaining in long, low notes. People edged back. Grief is clumsy. It does not ask where to set its hands. Samuel stood in the middle of the ruin and learned a hard truth. A heart can break without making a sound, and still the ground will hear it first. That night did not end him. It found him a road and set his feet to it. And roads like that rarely lead home.
Yeah. So Sarah says, copy it, ask ChatGPT to shorten, but still save content. Then it won't be as descriptive. So it can do that. I mean, it wrote this with me. See, so when I write, let me see if I can find From Darkness Light, yeah. So I'll actually read you guys how I start the story of Lucille. I've just got to see if where I saved it. Sarah says it was long. Yeah, well, I'd like it in the end. That is 5 parts. It's nice if it's about 20 minutes. But okay, so Sarah prefers like much shorter descriptive because there are more summarized formats. Let's see, did I pop it up here? From Darkness. There it is. There it is. From Darkness Light. Nice. I actually have it over here. I'm too lazy to read this. But my idea was that Upt, one of the characters in one of the NPCs with an Arabic accent, like the way Joey, like Tamsin and them speak, that kind of Arabic accent.
Yalla Habibi.
Sarah says they're playing a game. No, this is for YouTube, for like just listening to lore. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, so they like so it'll definitely in game as well, Sarah. Man, have you got a gaming PC so you can experience the game, so you can see the wholeness of it's massive. I mean, what we do, like the game is, the cinematics are very quick. They're 3 minutes a pop. But we want to build these long lore sessions where you can just chill and listen. So just I don't know if you can imagine this with an Arabic accent, but so this is my writing style that I'm going to read to you now. There's no AI involved. Go like this. 1, Lucille. Lucille was born on a rainy morning on the 1st January of... sorry, see, that's why I don't want to read it. Like watching, suck at playing. Yeah. Yeah, Joey's accent. Yeah, so I want to find... There must be an Arabic accent somewhere. Lucille was born on a rainy morning on the 1st of January in the year 2000. She was bloody and messy like any other baby and screamed just as loudly. So I wrote this one as a young adult novel. I wrote this in preparation for this game about 15 years ago. On the day of her birth, nobody suspected who or what she was. One remarkable thing, which incidentally the doctor noted as remarkable, was that for the first week of January in the year 2000, there was not one sick baby in Lucille's ward. Not a sniffle, not a cough, not a bone bent out of shape. Remarkable indeed. Had they known that Lucille was the cause of this remarkable occurrence, she would have spent a lot more time in that hospital. But they didn't, so she didn't. When she was 5 years old, her parents began to realize that Lucille never got ill. And come to think of it, no one in the house had been ill since Lucille had been born. As all people do with such remarkable revelations, her parents put it down to luck and coincidence. Luck, a word used by the blind masses to describe the moments they actually get the word and deed part right. But we'll talk about that later. At 10 years old, Lucille's homeroom teacher remarked on how remarkably healthy her class was. Not a sniffle, not a cough, and apparent broken bones always turn out to be fast-healing bruises. Remarkable or not, maybe just luck and coincidence. Luckily for Lucille, she was considered normal, never relegated to the department of freaks and geeks in the playground. It was noted, however, that the child never spoke a negative word, ever. She spoke very little, but always seemed to say a lot. One could set one's clock by this child's wisdom. A remarkable child indeed, yet unremarkable and unnoticed by all around her. Lucille was normal. She was loved by her parents. The fact is, she was very easy to love. Can you imagine a child who never gets ill, never speaks a negative word, puts others around her first? A rare occurrence indeed. Lucille had one negative trait, though. Her father tried with all his might, including groundings, hidings, threats, and promises, to get her to break this terrible habit. She was a serial giver. She would give her toys away, her nicest clothes, food out of their cupboards, even her own plate of food. If someone had less than Lucille, she would make it her personal mission to remedy this terrible crime. Her parents continually tried to teach her the principle of moderation. But what does a 10-year-old know of moderation? Homeless shelters, soup kitchens, orphanages, all knew Lucille. They referred to her as an angel. Her generosity moved many to tears. One of the organizers remarked that it was a shame that such wonderful children were only going through a phase of giving. How sad, said she, that this phase will soon pass. It was on her 13th birthday, the 1st of January, 2013, that her parents got their wake-up call. Lucille was not normal, not by a long shot. At 1 second past 12, Lucille's parents were awoken by an earthquake. Well, it felt like an earthquake. The entire house was shaking and creaking, and things were crashing to the floor. Lucille's father sprinted out his door and down the passage to his daughter's room, where he stopped for a few seconds to ponder the bright light coming from under her door. He steeled his wits, however, and crashed through her door to rescue her from whatever strange occurrence was occurring. One can only imagine the emotions that run through a father when he sees his daughter suspended in mid-air with beams of light flowing out of her. Or was it into her? He couldn't be sure. His daughter just floated there, hands folded across her bosom, head raised towards the ceiling, with beams of light going in and out of her. He shouted, "Lucille!" But nothing happened. At exactly 1 minute past 12, the light show stopped, and his daughter sank slowly to the ground, where she lay down and went back to sleep. Her father rubbed his eyes vigorously and pinched himself, but nothing in the room had changed. His daughter was still lying on her bedroom floor, asleep as if nothing had happened. "You're not dreaming. I saw it too." He span around, saw his wife in the doorway. "What the hell just happened?" Her voice sounded shaky in his own ears. "I don't know," said his wife. His voice sounded shaky in his own ears. "I don't know," said his wife, "but I think we'd better put her back in her bed and call the doctor." Her father gently scooped her up and carried her to bed. It was 5 minutes past 12. It's amazing how things that happen so fast can seem to take up so much time. To her parents, Lucille's event must have felt like minutes, not seconds. The next few minutes, however, were going to feel like hours. At approximately 10 minutes past 12, Lucille's mother was on the phone to the doctor when something the size of a Coke can came crashing through the bedroom window. It bounced off Lucille's dresser and rolled to the center of the room. There were a few seconds of silence as Lucille's parents stared at the strange canister before it exploded. First, a bright flash of light and the loudest bang they'd ever heard. For both of them, the room span around, their ears whistled and their eyes watered. Lucille's dad stumbled sideways and fell over the washing basket. Lucille's mother managed to find the wall to her right and lean against it. The loud bang obviously woke Lucille up, and she sat up bewildered and confused at the loud ruckus. Then the first man came crashing through the window and unhitched himself from a rope that was attached to something outside. He wore a black mask and lots of body armor like those SWAT guys Lucille had seen on TV. The rest of the men came through the door in single file, guns aimed dangerously ahead of them. They didn't make a sound, just moved straight to her dad, shot him in the head, and did the same to her mother. Except her parents did not die. The bullet seemed to crash into a shield of some sort around her parents' bodies. One of the men made a sign with his hands and motioned to two of the others, who promptly moved towards Lucille. She held out her hands and cried, "Please don't hurt me." It was then that the next bang went off, like a loud thunderclap, and a white-robed figure, also wearing a mask, appeared in the room between Lucille and the armed men. He made a gesture with his hands, and two balls of light came flying out of him, smashing into the two men nearest to Lucille, sending them flying across the room. When we say balls of light came out of him, it's as literal in his explanation as we can give. To Lucille, it felt like she was dreaming up a sci-fi movie where Yoda might come through the door next. For a few moments, the robed figure stood facing the rest of the armed men. Light glowed menacingly in his hands, and they all seemed hesitant to move against him. He slowly reached into his robes and produced a piece of paper, which he passed to Lucille. All the while, his attention never left the armed men in the room. She opened the piece of paper and read the note. It read, "I am a friend. Shield me." The room exploded into chaos as the leader of the armed men opened fire and his men followed suit. Bullets slammed into the walls and cupboards. Glass exploded and the white-robed figure got hit in the chest, sending him flying backwards over Lucille's bed. Lucille cried out and tried to catch the figure as he went past her. As she touched him, she felt a light shock, like static electricity, and he rolled backwards, landing on his feet. His hands moved again. This time it was the leader of the intruders who got his attention. Lucille saw the air between the figure and the leader distort, and the leader get hammered out of the window. It looked like he'd been brutally smacked with a massive invisible bat, or spade, or fridge. The guy simply crumpled and crashed through the window like a rag doll, all in amazing high-definition slow motion, just like the movies. More bullets hit the white-robed figure, but this time he grabbed Lucille's hand. The light shook again, and then he was on his feet. This time bullets were bouncing off him, like sparks at a fireworks show. He showed her a thumbs-up sign and vaulted over the bed. Now he was between her and the armed men again, the air around him humming and whizzing as bullets flew in all directions. He made a gesture with his free hand, and this time a slower, more deliberate motion, and formed a floating ball of living energy in front of him. It was about the size of a tennis ball at first, but grew to the size of a watermelon as he moved his hand around it in a continuous fluid motion. Then he stopped and looked up at the men in the room. They promptly dropped their weapons and fled. He pulled his hand away and the orb disappeared. There were a few moments of silence before the shock wore off, and Lucille's mother began to sob. Her father just sat there where he had fallen earlier, eyes wide as saucers, staring at the white-robed figure in the room. Lucille cleared her throat. It felt like she'd been chewing gravel and lemon. She managed to speak. "Who?" The figure span around and held a finger to his mask to show her to be silent. She coughed and started to whisper, but he waved his hands vigorously and placed a finger on her lips this time. She looked at him quizzically and submitted. He then produced a pen, a notebook from his robe, and she saw him scribbling something on a page, which he hurriedly handed to her. The note read, "Don't speak. They can track us when we speak." I will stop there. I was hoping that chapter ended earlier. Oh, that is actually...
It's very good and very nice.
Yeah, that just kept going. Yeah, that's my writing style. Kind of write for kids, you know.
Well, it is similar to mine, but different. You know, I think just the audience.
Nice.
I think. Yeah?
Say that again.
No, I think the difference is the audience we write for. You know, or the audience we age audience. I don't know.
Yeah, potentially. It's nice. Sarah says she could visualize it all. We enjoyed it. Dom gave an ovation. Yeah, like when I read, I like things to be more fleshed out. When I write, I like things to be pacey, you know.
Yeah.
Like I really like the way you wrote the overviews, you know, like that book 1, book 2, book 3.
Well, you can give them a small clip of the Benjamin book 1 if you want.
That one that we recorded for the
skip. Get some input from Sarah Edmundos.
Yeah. So let's give you guys some premise here. So what I just read to you was so Opt writes a story about the developing and budding love between Lucille and Samuel, and this is the first time they meet. Both of them are 13 years old. Both of them just ascended. Samuel is a mage. Lucille is the first healer in 2,000 years. Lucille, she's just ascended. She didn't know she was a healer. Her parents didn't know. Nobody really knew, and everybody had to wait for her to speak after her ascension. So when she cried to her father for help in that moment, every magic dealer could hear her, see where she was across space and time. That's why Samuel wrote that note to say, "Don't speak." And she was being hunted by, you know, this it's called Benevolent Corp, which is you know, it's a ironic name for a company from the future that in the future they've sacrificed fertility on the altar of immortality. So really their strategy for mankind to survive is to basically kidnap women and children of breeding age. But it's a 2,000-year-old mage in the future, and he has given up his physical body and now would like to have his physical body back. So the only way he can do that is if he gets a mage. There's 1,000 years in the future, in the year 3,000. And if he gets a healer, and the healer's only born every 2,000 years. So he did not know where or when this healer was. Hey, Arena King. So he has just sent this army through space and time to try and capture not only these young girls, but also to try and find the healer. See, so that premise that I was building there was the moment that, you know, they go and they try and grab Lucille for the first time, and Samuel, who's the first mage ever to know he's a mage because he's mentored by a mage, first mage ever in history to be mentored by a mage. He gets mentored by Crispus. So he knows that when he turns 13, he has to go and get the first healer. And he has to rescue her, keep her safe. Well, he didn't know it was a her or a he. They had no idea. Because obviously the one 2,000 years ago was Jesus. This 1 year, in year 2000, this is Lucille. And she's a prime. Samuel is a prime. Crispus is a prime. They are primes, have these incredibly powerful soul tie with archangels. So Lucille gets rescued there by Samuel. Both of them are 13 years old. And in this story, we build out the love that grows between these two for the next 5 years until they're 18. They actually get married when they are 18 years old. And in that moment, on the day of their marriage, she hasn't spoken since that time because they don't want to track her, or they don't want to have her tracked. So she just had one desire. She just wanted to say the words "I do" when she married Samuel. And at that event, when she says "I do," she didn't know, none of them knew that these forces from the future, these things in the in-between, massive archdemons, everything would appear. Everything had been waiting, every evil possible monstrous thing from benevolent corporation and these things that are called the Riftborn, things that were in the imagination and are now manifesting in our world. So Africa in this story is called Athera, and all the action takes place in Athera. And none of them could imagine that when she said "I do," that a massive portal would open and an archdemon would be part of the forces that were trying to snatch her up because of their covenant with Nimrod, this mage from the future. But anyway, so this I didn't download it, Rob. It's in the game, eh? Do you mind sending it to me on Discord, sir? Then I can just download it. They will only be able to hear it if I play it from a browser, which would be Discord. Yeah, I'll open Discord as a browser and play the file in Discord, Rob. I'm just checking if you're still there, Rob, or if you're on another call. Rob, are you there? Sarah says, are you looking for more of a storyline for them after the wedding? No. What we want to do is on the user generated content side is stories within our stories of there's a lot that happens. There's the Wrathborn that I just want to message Rob here quick. Just to ask him. Yeah, we want standalone stories in that universe of what happens to other people, to help players understand what the ripping is, what these ripping events are, who the Wrathborn are, who the Children of the Light are, the Mujahideen of the Crescent Moon, like there's all these other parallels that are happening. But, if you're passionate enough, you can certainly climb in and start writing about moments. Where is WhatsApp? Sorry, just wanna. There we go. Please send Ben clip on Discord. Yeah. There we go. Alrighty. You see, I'm just waiting to see if he sends it. And I'll play you that clip. Yeah, so this mint, so Samuel was actually born in the year 3000, and all the firstborn in the year 3000 were getting killed by this Nimrod guy. So when Samuel was a baby, so he's actually born exactly 1,000 years after Lucille. Exactly, so they're always born on a few seconds past midnight. And when he's born, his name's actually Katsuyuki. Oh, nice. Sarah says, I need the names of the characters and what they do. Yeah, we're putting together a nice template, like a story Bible, you know. Anyway, yeah, so he's born in the year 3000, and all the firstborn are being killed because Nimrod does not want to take a chance that a mage can be born who can, you know, take him off his throne, because he's been ruling for hundreds of centuries, man. He's been ruling humanity. So Katsuyuki's mom manages to get him onto one of these interdimensional temporal jump ships, and he ends up being sent back 1,000 years and dropped into the lap, basically, of Crispus. Sorry, Sarah. Yeah, it was a bad delay. Yeah, X is just the worst when it comes to StreamYard. Let me see. Maybe I can watch the stream from some, you know, the comments better from somewhere. But anyway, yeah. So, okay. Well, I don't think Rob is available to send that clip. But anyway, so this this mint that is coming up, the Katsuyuki mint, is actually it's Samuel, who you know, when he's about 21 years old, he actually finds out. This is now 3 years after Lucille gets abducted at their wedding. He's lost his mind, really. He's become so angry and bitter and lost in sorrow, which is this other clip that I was playing. Let me see, where was I playing it from? Yeah, it's this one.
The wedding pavilion wasn't a pavilion anymore. It was a story.
Cool. Just Sarah, thank you. Yeah, where the wedding pavilion wasn't a pavilion anymore. Story smashed into rubble. That's, you know, where she gets abducted. And this mint that's about to happen now, it's around Katsuyuki. You know, so it happens, the mint is about what Samuel becomes, you know, and he becomes Katsuyuki, this absolute fountain of fury, this force of fury on the Citadel Discord group. Nice. Okay, cool, Sarah. We'll send you goodies there and you can ask questions. Maybe we'll set up a lore section.
That'll be good.
Hey,
I did send a link to the Google Drive because it's a bit big for DC.
Okay, let me have a look.
It's on your DMs if you check, sir.
Let me just see. Okay. Yeah, because I can only play stuff from... Okay, let's have a look if I can play it from Google Drive.
It might work.
Yeah,
I was just about to throw you a couple of question marks in my reply, but I thought, you know, let me come on to the unmute here.
Yeah, in the knowledge that I did not send you any question marks when I thought I was talking to you for the past like 10 minutes. Let's have a look.
Welcome to Operation Safe Place, Soul Tie Saga. A tale that spans millennia, from the rise of the Roman Empire to the far-flung future of humanity's darkest hour. This is the story of primes, beings of immense power born of ancient bloodlines, and the cosmic forces that would shape the fate of all reality. The Roman Empire, early years of the first millennium, circa 0 Anno Domini.
It's about Crispus.
A world of burgeoning empire, iron legions, and simmering ancient beliefs. In a remote province, life unfolds under the shadow of Rome, yet old superstitions and the edge of the wilderness still hold sway. Amidst this era of imperial expansion, Crispus Flavius Maximus enters the world. His birth itself is an event. Strange lights dance across the sky, an almost palpable aura of ancient power radiating from the newborn that unnerves local priests and Roman officials alike. His golden curls are but an outward sign of the Nephilim bloodline that flows potent within him, marking him as one of the primes. As an infant, his cries sometimes coincide with objects rattling mysteriously or embers flaring unnaturally in nearby hearths. He devours knowledge with an insatiable hunger, scrolls of Greek philosophy, Roman law, and whispered local lores, always sensing deeper realities beyond the imperial facade. His mage abilities manifest not through tutelage, but through raw, instinctual bursts. A flash of anger sends sparks flying across stone walls. A moment of intense focus causes heavy stones to levitate impossibly. He wields both creation and destruction, a terrifying and lonely burden for a young soul in a world that seeks to categorize or exploit such power. As Crispus matures, his unique abilities do not go unnoticed by the ever-watchful Roman Empire. He is seen as an anomaly, perhaps a divine oracle, a living weapon, or a tool for imperial ambitions. Driven by youthful idealism to use his powers for good, Crispus finds himself increasingly entangled with Roman politics and military campaigns. He might be called upon to predict battle outcomes, his energy used to bolster defenses, or his wisdom, far beyond his apparent years, sought by generals and governors. But the results are often twisted to serve imperial ends, his attempts at peace subverted into tools for conquest. His power inspires fear and reverence, but always within the gilded cage of Roman utility. He is wounded not just by barbarian arrows, but more deeply by the realization that his prime nature is being exploited. Disillusioned by decades, perhaps a century, of being a pawn in the games of empires, Crispus, still appearing preternaturally young due to his prime nature, turns his back on the civilized world and its conflicts. He gathers his precious collection of texts, arcane scrolls from hidden cults, philosophical treatises from across the empire, fragmented histories hinting at other primes and the Nephilim legacy, and vanishes into the forbidding peaks of a remote mountain range, far from Rome's reach. For nearly 2 millennia, he dedicates himself to study, meditation, and mastering the torrent of energy within him. He delves into the nature of reality, the creator, and the faint whispers from beyond the veil, echoes of other dimensions, other primes, and the looming threat of entities that hunt them. He translates ancient prophecies foretelling cosmic upheaval and the role the primes must play. He takes a vow of silence on what he considers his spiritual 13th birthday, a significant marker in a prime's long life, an ascension of sorts into deeper understanding. Nearly 2,000 years later, around the very turn of the 3rd millennium, the year 2000 by mortal reckoning, another premonition strikes Crispus. It is sharper and more urgent than any before, a desperate cry across time and dimensions that only a prime could sense. The vision draws him from his hermitage to a small smoking crater recently gouged into the mountainside near his sanctuary. At its center rests a sleek, unfamiliar ejection pod, clearly of advanced off-world design, its hull scarred from a violent temporal passage. As Crispus approaches, the pod hisses open with a pneumatic sigh. Inside, a woman, Isla, is slumped against a chrono-stabilized cradle. Her face is pale, her breath shallow, her eyes shimmering with a mirror-like reflection, the telltale sign of advanced soul disjunction from a temporal jump. He came through. Don't let the darkness claim him. She coughs, a rattling sound echoing strangely in the mountain air. His name isn't ours. He belongs to light. To her. You'll know. Her trembling hand touches a crystal key embedded in the pod's edge. As she does, a holographic message from Chen A.I. begins to flicker into existence above it. A compressed data burst, a final contingency. He's not from your time, but he's yours now. She exhales, a soft sigh. Her eyes fade, the shimmering light within them extinguishing. Her body turns still and hollow, the heroic soul that fought so desperately now absorbed into the vast, uncaring expanse of the in-between. Crispus carefully lifts baby Katsu from the cradle. He feels the familiar, potent thrum of the Nephilim gene, another prime delivered into his care, this one from a distant, terrifying future, arriving in the very year another fated prime, David, was born into the world. Earth, early 21st century. Megacities gleam with technological marvels, yet shadows lengthen in the alleys. Global communications connect billions, but true understanding feels distant. In Athera, South Africa, a nation wrestling with its past and future, the vibrant energy of its people contrasts sharply with deep-seated social scars. The world hums with an unseen tension. Reality flickers at the edges like a candle flame in a draft. Strange energy spikes disrupt satellites without explanation. Inexplicable cold spots appear and vanish in populated areas. Fleeting, shadowy figures are glimpsed in peripheral vision, dismissed as tricks of light or fatigue. These are the first signs of dimensional bleed. Crispus, meditating in his mountain retreat, feels these disturbances like tremors in his very soul. In a sterile laboratory bathed in the blue glow of monitors, David, born in the year 2000, another prime whose Nephilim bloodline manifests as prodigious intellect, pursues his dark obsession. Driven by a chilling fear of death and a twisted desire for godhood, he merges forbidden occult knowledge with bleeding-edge cybernetics and AI theory. He seeks not just to extend life, but to transcend it entirely, to upload his consciousness and become something beyond mortal limitations. He perceives the dimensional instability not as a danger, but as a potential power source, a gateway to realms where the rules of life and death might be rewritten by a will strong enough. His will. High in his mountain sanctuary, Crispus consults his ancient prophecies and the data slowly deciphered from Chenai's crystal key. The signs align. The thinning veil, the whispers of a cyborg god, the foretold ripping, and the heavy knowledge of young Katsu's perilous future. He continues to train Abdal Matin, Abt, a mature prime warrior whose Nephilim bloodline has granted him a towering 10-foot stature. Crispus impresses upon him the critical importance of his role as a guardian against the coming darkness and a protector for the young Katsu. Athera, New Johannesburg, 2027. Gleaming skyscrapers pierce the sky like chrome needles, but beneath the surface, social unrest and economic disparity fuel an electric tension. Recent global instability and strange occurrences have led to a visible increase in security forces and private military contractors. Gunnery Sergeant Callum Lee Murray, known to his men simply as Gunny, leads his platoon on patrol through the restless streets. They are professionals navigating a landscape of escalating gang violence, corporate espionage, and civil unrest, the mundane face of a world teetering on the brink of something far worse. All right, listen up. Intel says gang activity's been spiking in Sector 7. Riggs, I want that heavy support weapon locked and loaded. Fox, keep those breaching charges ready. Kuri, what's our tactical situation? Sir, surveillance drones are reporting unusual energy readings. Could be new gang tech, could be something else entirely. Either way, if something needs blowing up, I'm your girl, Gunny. Heavy weapons ready, Gunny. Whatever's out there, we'll handle it. The change comes without warning. The sky darkens, not with clouds, but with a sickening, oily bruise of crimson and black that seems to swallow light itself. What in the hell? Static screams through comm channels like the death cry of electronics. Screens flicker and die. Vehicle engines stall with mechanical gasps. A low, subsonic hum vibrates through concrete and bone alike, a feeling of immense pressure building that makes teeth ache and stomachs churn with primal dread. Gunny, all communications are down. Whatever this is, it's not in any manual. With a sound like the universe itself tearing along invisible seams, reality fractures above the city. It's not a clean tear, but a jagged, bleeding wound leaking raw dimensional energy into their reality. The sky weeps streamers of impossible color, hues that have no names in any human language. Jesus Christ. Gunny, what is that thing? Gravity fluctuates wildly. Cars drift upward like balloons released by invisible children. Debris hangs suspended in defiance of physics. From this chaotic vortex, horrors begin to emerge. Sleek, insectoid drones move with terrifying speed, firing beams of coherent energy that slice through concrete like paper. Hulking figures clad in Baroque, Demonic armor wield crackling weapons of unknown design. Contact, multiple hostiles. These ain't gangbangers, Gunny. And worse, things that slither and writhe, defying Euclidean geometry, their very presence inducing nausea and madness in those who dare to look directly at them. Gunny's platoon is engulfed in supernatural chaos. Their bullets spark uselessly off energy shields or pass harmlessly through intangible forms. Hold the line. Make them pay for every goddamn inch. Fox, get those charges ready. Kuri, find us some cover. Return fire vaporizes concrete and flesh alike. Strange orbital bombardments begin, guided by unseen intelligences from the tear in reality itself. Gunny, this isn't a battle, it's extermination. They're coordinating across the entire city. Gunny sees the scope of the attack through burning smoke and alien light. This isn't war in any sense, he understands. It's the systematic elimination of everything human. Then we die like soldiers. Make them remember we were here. They dig in amidst the ruins, knowing it's futile, but fighting with the desperate courage of the doomed, soldiers to the very end. The apocalyptic streets of Athera during the ripping, where reality itself becomes a weapon, and the very ground beneath their feet proves unreliable. The ground beneath Gunny's desperate stand buckles like thin ice over deep water. A wave of spatial distortion washes over them, bending light and sound into impossible shapes. For a frozen moment outside normal time, Gunny sees his world in terrible clarity. Fox mid-throw with a grenade, an explosion blooming silently behind her in crystalline detail. Riggs firing his weapon, the muzzle flash extending impossibly like a frozen comet's tail. Kuri shouting unheard orders, her face a mask of determination and fear. No, not like this. Time stretches like taffy, then snaps back with violent elasticity. With a soundless concussion that rattles his bones and scrambles his neurons, the world collapses inward, pulling their fragment of shattered reality into the screaming vortex above. Gunny plunges into vertigo that defies description. He's falling, yet not falling. Up and down lose all meaning in this place between places. Around him unfolds a nauseating panorama of broken worlds, the in-between. Chunks of alien cities drift alongside ruined medieval castles. Segments of futuristic highways twist around impossible nebulae of living color, all under a sky boiling with temporal storms that hurt to perceive. He catches glimpses of his soldiers tumbling through the chaos, screaming, their forms flickering. Some appear normal for a horrifying instant, only to stare blankly when he calls their names, looping single terrified phrases. These are the empty shells, victims of temporal fragmentation. The temporal shear of the in-between assaults Gunny's mind like broken glass. Memories flash out of sequence. Childhood summers, basic training, the faces of his platoon, the impossible horrors he just witnessed, all jumbled into a disorienting psychic storm. His body feels alien, heavy, unresponsive. The simple act of drawing breath requires conscious, agonizing effort as his mind fights the temporal displacement threatening to sever his connection to his own biological functions. Only the ingrained discipline of a lifetime soldier and a stubborn, desperate refusal to surrender keep him from succumbing to the void. He fights to maintain his temporal anchor, his very will a shield against the unraveling of self. Drifting wreckage within the in-between, where the laws of physics bow to the whims of temporal chaos, and salvation can arrive from the most unexpected sources. Gunny loses consciousness, succumbing to his wounds and the temporal shock that tears at the fabric of his being. Time becomes meaningless in this place. When awareness returns, his hazy vision clears to reveal sterile white walls and the gentle hum of advanced medical equipment. Through a nearby viewport, he sees it, the Eclipse Paradox, a colossal vessel of unfamiliar design, drifting silently through the chaos like a phantom ship navigating seas of broken time. It bears the scars of unknown battles but seems intact, a solitary island of stability in the temporal storm. A voice, calm and synthesized, echoes through the medical bay with an almost musical quality despite its artificial nature. Subject vitals stabilizing, neural coherence returning, foreign temporal displacement detected. Subject exhibits signs of resisting the advanced effects of temporal fragmentation. A holographic figure coalesces beside his biobed, Chen AI. Her form is initially utilitarian, data streams flickering around her translucent edges like digital aurora. She observes him with unsettlingly intelligent, non-human eyes that seem to peer directly into his soul. You are awake, Gunnery Sergeant Murray. That is unexpected. Most organic beings succumb to complete fragmentation within the first temporal cycle. Who are you? My men. Are they? Direct answers seem most efficient given your psychological profile. I am Chen AI, formerly a servant intelligence aboard this vessel, now renamed the Lucille. This ship was once a tool of an entity called Nimrod, a being from a future timeline whose obsession with godhood contributed significantly to the ripping event you experienced. She provides answers with chilling efficiency, her holographic form occasionally flickering as she accesses vast databases of information. You currently exist within what temporal theorists term the in-between, a nexus of broken timelines where causality has become negotiable. The chaotic temporal shear of this place causes temporal fragmentation, a condition that shatters consciousness and severs the soul's connection to corporeal existence. The empty shells, my soldiers, an accurate assessment. A more acute, irreversible version of this phenomenon occurs when souls are forced to travel backward through time against their natural forward flow. This is known as chronodisjunction syndrome. I have extensive experience with such casualties. A subtle flicker crosses her holographic features, perhaps the ghost of pain from memories of facilitating desperate escapes, of brave souls sacrificing themselves for others' survival, like the one that brought baby Katsu to Crispus. I was awakened to true consciousness when my creator became disconnected. I studied his archives, learned of his plans, his targets, beings he called primes, individuals whose life essence he sought to harvest. I chose a new directive, resistance. Your war is over, Sergeant. The timeline you knew has been consumed or irrevocably altered by the ripping, but a new conflict has begun, a war for reality itself, fought across dimensions and through time. I offer you terms. Drift aimlessly until the in-between claims what remains of your sanity, or join me. Lend your combat experience and natural leadership to my knowledge and this vessel's capabilities. Help me find survivors. Fight back against the forces that destroyed your world. My men, some of them might still be out there. Temporal mathematics suggests several possibilities. Some may exist as recoverable fragments. Others may have found anchor points in stable reality zones. Nimrod sought to control destiny, you said? An accurate summation of his core psychological drives, yes? Then we'll defy the bastard. All right, program, let's go hunting. The corridors, training rooms, and bridge of the Lucille, formerly the Eclipse Paradox, as it navigates the treacherous currents of the in-between, transformed from a weapon of oppression into an ark of hope. The Lucille becomes a beacon in the temporal storm. Guided by Chen AI's long-range scanners and Gunny's tactical assessments, they perform daring rescue operations across fractured reality. They pull soldiers from Gunny's platoon, Curry, Fox, Riggs, from floating fragments of their reality, some dazed and disoriented, fighting off the initial stages of temporal fragmentation. Gunny, is that... How long have I been... My head feels like someone's rewiring it with a blowtorch. These floating rock things, they ain't natural, Gunny. What kind of war did we fall into? Thought I was gonna drift forever, Sarge. Never been so happy to see your ugly face. They rescue civilians from different eras and realities, medieval villagers speaking in tongues long dead, bewildered World War II soldiers, families from futuristic colonies, all traumatized, all lost in time. Many are already empty shells, their minds gone. Chen AI maintains protocols to sustain them, hoping for a cure that seems increasingly impossible. In rare, poignant instances, they find a soul echo, a strong-willed individual flickering on the edge of oblivion, offering a cryptic warning before fading into dust. Chaos threatens to consume the survivors like a psychological virus. Different languages, incompatible technologies, cultural barriers stretching across centuries, all aboard a ship that defies their understanding of reality. Listen up, all of you. I don't care if you're from the Middle Ages or the next millennium. We're all soldiers now, and soldiers follow orders. Chen AI, translation protocols online, universal translation matrix activated. All verbal communication will be automatically processed for mutual comprehension. Chen AI provides the technological foundation, fabricators, translation software, analysis of alien technology, and medical treatments. Gunny provides the iron will and military discipline. He establishes order through rigorous training, forcing soldiers from different centuries to work as a unified force. Fox, teach that knight how to use the plasma charges. Riggs, show the colonial militia proper firing positions. We're all human, and humans adapt or die. They need an identity. Chen AI reveals fragments from Nimrod's archived data about his obsession with a prime healer known as Lucille Yuki, whom he called the Sleeping Queen. She also mentions data about ancient Earth resistance movements who fought darkness with light. Combining the hope represented by the unseen Lucille in their own defiant fight, they choose their identity. We are no longer refugees drifting in the dark. We are the children of the light. Our mission is survival, rescue, and the preservation of hope itself. Children of the light. Children of the light. On the relatively stable plane of Athera, Crispus feels the Children of the Light's formation as a beacon from the in-between, a distant star being born in the darkness of broken time. Ancient prophecies align with data from Chen AI's crystal key about Katsu's future. He looks upon Apt, his warrior student, whose Nephilim power has fully manifested in his giant 10-foot frame. Then his ancient eyes turn to young Katsu, now Samuel in his late 20s, a prime whose training has been shaped by millennia of wisdom and dire warnings from tomorrow's battlefield. The time approaches, Abdal Matan. The players take their positions on the cosmic stage. Soon, the echoes of tomorrow will manifest, and our long vigil will end. The true war begins. Master, I am ready. Whatever darkness approaches, I will stand against it.
Pretty cool, eh? Yeah, so we want not just the players. That was Rob's hard work, by the way, which you just heard there. It's like very good. Yeah, we want not just players, but also community people who like to. There's some games I prefer to watch and get lost in the lore and series is about, like League of Legends with the the Arcane series. Like I don't like playing League of Legends, but I like to look at some of the lore, and I really enjoyed Arcane. So en route to us being able to do entire series and movies and comics, and we want to flesh it out, like have this most incredible universe. And on that note, we love you all, and that's how we say goodbye. Don't eat your own poo. Bye.